Good morning, everyone. The momentum in our XR industry is amazing. There's so much happening. You can feel the energy in this room. You can feel the energy in this show. We're really building a new world together. Yes, the Metaverse. And Qualcomm is excited to help all of you to build this new world. So, today, I'm looking forward to speak to you first about Qualcomm's investment to enable the industry. Then, let's talk about the AR glasses evolution, how head-worn AR will evolve for us to experience the Metaverse. And third, how we are empowering developers with Snapdragon Spaces to create content and apps. And I have some exciting announcements on this one. Let's start by looking at Snapdragon. Most of you know that Snapdragon platforms power many of the devices that we use in our daily lives. Of course, Android premium smartphones, smartwatches, routers, automotive, and of course XR. XR is a bet that we made long time ago. Actually, this year marks the 15th anniversary that we're working on XR. We went from early R&D in smartphone AR to dedicated chips for AR and VR. Reference designs that created new categories of devices. We already launched more than 50 devices between AR glasses and VR headsets and made 3 acquisitions just over the last 12 months. But of course, this is not the end. There's still many things, many exciting things on the way for us to reach the holy grail glasses that we all want. And many of you have been with us, have been with Qualcomm on this journey with a shared vision of XR. Qualcomm has been with AWE since the beginning. For the last few years, we addressed how 2D screens are going to disappear and all become spatial computing, where the world is your screen. We also talked about how 5G, AI, and XR are coming together to enable this new world. And last year, here at AWE, we announced our developer platform, Snapdragon Spaces. And we know that XR, we here in this room and in this conference know how complex XR is. A lot of moving pieces to move the industry forward. And one of Qualcomm's strengths is actually to work on complex problems. And we divided our business strategy, our business, into 4 key areas. The first one, obviously, chips, platforms. You know, the XR1, XR2, that provide the computing, the connectivity, the AI as foundation for all AR and VR devices out there. Second, the software, algorithms, technology, perception. Third, reference designs that lead the way into what our partners are going to develop, commercialize in the future. Many of you may have seen an announcement we made last week. And then fourth, ecosystem, so that we can enable everyone to contribute in this journey. So let's now talk about the evolution of AR glasses, the evolution of head-worn AR. Today, in this journey to the holy grail AR glasses, we're enabling partners with 4 different categories of head-worn devices. At the top, you see VR-type headsets with video pass-through that enable mixed reality, or you can think about augmented reality experiences in a VR headset, provide great field of view. Great example is the Lynx product some of you saw at Qualcomm's booth last AWE. Then you see standalone or all-in-one AR headsets that provide great functionality, but still a little bit bigger. Great for enterprises. Example, Microsoft HoloLens. Now, if you look at the bottom of the slide, smart glasses, great form factor, sleek design, but simpler functionality. Heads-up display type, many times without a display, but offer the utility for end users. And you see examples like Vuzix, RealWear, the Ray-Ban stories. But now, very important, smart viewers, AR smart viewers that connect to a phone or to a PC, enabling the good balance between performance specs, features, and size. All these 4 tracks are going to continue to evolve. Smart glasses are going to have better displays, are going to start connecting to phones. All-in-one are going to get smaller, connecting to phones and PCs. And then we see the convergence on one glass that does it all. But of course, one glass that does it all, that is sleek. Key parameter, it needs to have very low power, less than a watt for the whole glass. And how do you provide that immersive, rich experiences with such low power? Yes, Qualcomm is doing a lot in the silicon space, but you need more. And how do you do that? You do that with seamless interaction between the glass and a constellation of devices around you. This is why we're working on split processing, making possible immersive AR with sleek, lightweight, high-performance solution. Now, what is split processing? Here I have an example of split processing between an AR viewer and a smartphone. You see perception workloads being processed in the glass. Send over either cable or wireless to the phone. The phone is the one where the application is running. So it will render the frames, encode it, send it back to the glass. Glass decodes it, does display processing, image processing, things like warping, reprojection, and then an immersive user experience. So that was one example of how glasses and phones are actually already working today. But as we go into the future, you're going to see split processing happening dynamically between Proxima devices, leveraging the right host for the activity of or level of processing needed. This will include your computer, your PC, even your car, home router, and of course, directly to the cloud as well. And all of this, the goal is to make it completely invisible to the end user. And Qualcomm is working on this so that the whole industry can benefit. So that's a quick view on how we see AR glasses evolving. Let's now move into ecosystem. We know that for AR and the broader Metaverse vision to realize, it is important to grow the content ecosystem, to enable developers create amazing experiences to the end users. And that is why last AWE, we announced Snapdragon Spaces developer platform, an open platform, cross-device platform, delivering the spatial computing tools for developers to create immersive head-worn AR experiences. Snapdragon Spaces has many features, including positional tracking, anchors, plane detection, hand tracking, and more. It was only 6 months ago that we announced it, but a lot has happened since then. We opened our early access program to 10 developers. who contributed to actually build Spaces, sharing their learning, ideas, and feedback. We grew our development team. We made updates to our Unity and Unreal SDKs with feedback that we got from these early access developers. We also worked with big brands, big companies in the gaming industry. We announced the partnership with Square Enix, a leading game company many of you know, to take their existing IP from a 2D screen IP into AR. Stay tuned for that. And many startups in the audience, many of them here at the show, we're also investing in the ecosystem with our $100 million Snapdragon Metaverse Fund, together with Qualcomm Ventures. And today, I'm excited to announce the first Qualcomm Ventures funded companies, Trip and Echo 3D. But there's more. We also have our Pathfinder program, which provides early access to software releases, development kits, marketing support for developers. We received hundreds of applications. Another announcement. Today, I'm excited to announce the first cohort of 23 supported projects shown on this slide. We want to bring as many developers as we can along with us on this. So please continue to register to apply into the Pathfinder program. So now, the moment I actually was waiting for since we started with the inception of this program. We can't wait to have more people contributing and creating experiences with Snapdragon Spaces. So that's why we are announcing today that Snapdragon Spaces is available for everyone to download. Yes, our dev portal is live with both Unity and Unreal SDKs. We're very excited to open this platform to work with all of you. So I invite you to work with Spaces, to develop and create with Spaces. So together, we can write the next chapter of the Metaverse journey. Together with the software SDK, with the software developer kit, of course, there's a hardware developer kit. So the hardware developer kit, we're working closely with Lenovo and Motorola. Lenovo Think Reality A3 AR Smart Viewer and the Motorola Edge smartphone. So the hardware developer kit, SDK, that's all the developers need to start with amazing AR experiences. Of course, this is just the first release. More will come. We will have a fast pace of introducing new features, so welcome you to try it, provide feedback, and help us work together on this journey. I also want to talk about different types of developers that can take advantage of Snapdragon Spaces. Of course, there are many types of developers, but I want to call out 4 types of developers. First type, the VR developer, the developer that has content built for VR. Okay, start by removing the background of that VR experience and porting it to AR. Not all games, not all apps are as easy as that, but some of them are. And we want to work with the VR developer community. Second, the people, the developers that build for AR in other platforms. Well, it should be a very simple port as per feedback of some of our early access partners. Third category, developers that work with the smartphone AR, AR Foundation, AR Kit, AR Core. Hey, try it and see it how it looks on the glass. Work with us. Now the fourth one, maybe not as natural to the audience. Your regular mobile 2D screen type developer. We have something, I think, game-changing to get these developers working on head-worn AR. For now, we call this concept AR as a feature. What is AR as a feature? How do we, lower the barrier for these mobile developers to start doing AR in glasses? Let me give you an example. Think about this mobile developer, with a game, racing game. How can we make it easy for this game developer to now introduce an AR layer that works together with what's happening in the main 2D screen? So in this example, it would be this racetrack overlaid next to the phone. So this enhances the AR experience with very little effort from the developer. And of course, the developer can add more and more into it. So that's how you get the mobile developers starting with head-worn AR. And choices that the developer can have, of course, I can lock that racetrack on the phone, on the wall, floating in the air. But, it gives Spaces, Snapdragon Spaces give that tool for developers to start experimenting. With that, I want to now invite one of our early access developers to stage. Introducing Paul Brady, president and co-founder of Resolution Games. Paul.
Thank you, Hugo. Thanks. It's been really fun to be here over the last decade or so, watching all the industry ups and downs. This really reminds me of 6 or so years ago when VR had its big breakout moment. The mainstream potential was palatable. And what's really awesome about VR and AR's proximity is that we have the luxury of taking lessons learned from just a couple of years ago or even months ago and applying them now. We can set new standards and we can iterate on them quickly, making them even better. And with tools like Unity and Snapdragon Spaces, we can bring VR experiences to AR much more quickly than we could before and easily as well. And we can experiment with pass-through and progressive head-mounted displays now. To me, this is one of those industry ups. Now, last fall, we stood on this stage and announced a dedicated AR division within Resolution Games. And this week, we're going to be showing off some of their work for the first time. Tomorrow, we'll be showing a hands-on proof of concept of our hit tabletop RPG, Demio, in AR. We've only had our hands on the commercial dev kit for a few weeks now, so it's very early still and far from consumer ready. But it gives a good sense of the ease of taking those first steps and bringing a VR experience to AR using Snapdragon Spaces. And thanks to Snapdragon Spaces' compatibility with OpenXR and Qualcomm's hardware-agnostic approach, we're going to be able to bring experiences like Demio and our other titles to larger amount of AR headsets much more easily and faster. I hope you get a chance to check out our early Demio AR experience at the Qualcomm booth tomorrow when the expo opens. And thanks a lot for all the support and collaboration over the years within this industry. Back to you, Hugo.
Thanks, Paul.
You got it. Thank you.
Okay. So as you saw, that's the first example, of type of developer, a VR developer moving, content to AR. I'm going to show a few demos or videos, actually a video, that with a few more experiences that are ready. Some of them you'll see them at our booth tomorrow. Again, what you see here really doesn't really do justice to the content. We just had a camera behind the glass. Well, the artifacts I don't think were part of the demo, but so again, these are apps that were built on Snapdragon Spaces. You are going to see them in our booth tomorrow. So please check that out. So the apps that we're going to be showing is Figment XR. Many of you know Javier. Forward AR Games. The Snapdragon Studios we have in house. You saw the Air Derby. That's them. And Trip plus Demio. So what you have seen is really just the beginning. we're excited about the future of AR and Snapdragon Spaces. And there's a rapidly growing community of developers, OEMs, operators on that journey. Come join us. And so hopefully, through this presentation, seeing the Qualcomm's investments on the chips, technologies, reference designs, ecosystems, the reason why we believe that Snapdragon will be the ticket to the metaverse. So, I encourage everyone to sign up to our dev portal, download Snapdragon Spaces, and start building today. Please come by our booth to see exciting experiences with Spaces and chat with some of our early access developers. And if you'd like to learn more about Snapdragon Spaces, we also have additional couple sessions here, one with Steve Lucas and one with Katie, where they will start showing under the hood what's in Spaces, how to develop. So please join these exciting talks later today. With that, conclude. Thank you very much. Looking forward to working with you all to build a metaverse together.